Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Trading 212 portfolio number 14. I can't believe I've already been doing this for 14 episodes, but yep, I have seen a little bit of a recovery, although the last few days have been rough. So let's jump into the portfolio. So today is actually kind of sunny, cloudy, as always, as typical in England. So I've got the light up so you can kind of still see me, and obviously hair. Anyway, so the last month or so has been quite positive in a way. We'll go into the kind of graphs and stuff in a minute. But generally the kind of feel of the stock market is less recession-y, less stock market crashy. Well, these are not the official terms, but these are what I say. But yeah, it's looking a little bit more positive. Obviously the rate hikes are being priced in, of course, so we don't know if it's going to be 0.5, 0.25. Anyway, you don't care about that. You just want to see how much money I'm losing. So let's jump into the portfolio. But before we do that, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Obviously, as I said, this is episode 14. I do them every month. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe if you want to continue seeing my portfolio updates. Really do appreciate that. And obviously smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So without further ado, let's jump into the portfolio. So the account value here, as we can see, is 4,171. The market has just opened, so it's fluctuating quite nasty at the moment. It's a very high volatile environment within the markets. So you can see here around about 4.1, 4.2, and the free funds are sitting around about £40. So from the last episode I was sitting at 3,700, so it has recovered around about £400, which is excellent. Really pleased with that. It was actually a lot higher, as you'll see in a second. And I have added some shares and I've sold a few bits and all that kind of stuff, so we'll go over that as well. Just a quick note as well, the actual overall market indices have been up 400 points, so it was 13,500. Well, the reason I'm looking here is because I have it written down. 13,500 was the Nasdaq, and now it's 13,900, so it has gone up, not a lot, but it has gone up something, which is, you know, a little bit of recovery, good signs ahead, who knows. So yeah, let's have a look at the portfolio, and we can see here over the last month or so we have, you know, it's been pretty choppy, to be honest with you, and I haven't really done a lot of buying or selling. One thing I did do was buy a leveraged ETF for NEO when it was down around about 15 or 16, and I rode that up to around about 21, 22. It wasn't a lot, it was only about 3-4% of the actual account. So I made about £20-25 off of that. If I can find a screenshot which is decent enough, I'll stick it on the screen, because it's a bit messy when you dig into that kind of history on here. So yeah, I'll stick that on the screen if it's worth doing. So yeah, I made a little bit of money off that. Again, not a lot, but it was something, you know, it turned out to be quite a good trade. Obviously stay away from leverage in this type of market, but I felt quite confident about it because I follow NEO quite religiously, to be honest with you. If you're familiar with me on Twitter at all, you'll know that I'm a big NEO fan. Anyway, so yeah, we can see here, the first stock is IZEA. And I have recently done a video about this, a stock update video of how they're going, what the revenue reports are like, the news updates and all that kind of stuff. So I'll stick it up in the top right hand corner so you can check it out. So I've actually added 20 shares to this, an average price down to 3.48. Still nothing ideal, only 20 shares, just wanted to kind of stick a little bit of spare money into it really. So IZEA, that's that one. Nano Dimension next up. Again, they had a fairly good earnings report, they're still holding a ton of cash. I did do a video around about that as well. It's kind of included Nano Dimension, as well as two other stocks. I'll stick that in the top right hand corner for you as well. So yeah, if we click on them, as you can see, the last month or so has been all the way up and straight back down. As any of you who don't know, that I'm filming this on the 6th or 7th of April, and the last 2 days have not been so wonderful. They've been very red. In fact, you can kind of see it. Let's have a look. In the week, this is where the weekend started, and we were thinking, great, Monday was absolutely fantastic. And then Tuesday came along, and then Wednesday came along, and obviously now we're on Thursday. Hopefully we can kind of get some of it back. We'll see. But overall, Nano Dimension had a flat month. Moving on to NEO, I have obviously piled into this, as you can see, but my conviction for NEO is getting greater and greater. I think they're doing great things. If you don't know much about NEO, I do have a couple of videos on NEO, so just scroll back on the channel and you can just click them. The big old logo is on the thumbnail, so you won't miss them. As we can see here, that the last month or so has been great. So I think I actually purchased a 3x leverage shares around about here, and I sold them around about here, so it wasn't actually long ago. And yeah, I made about £20-25 off that, nothing too special. The reason I'm not holding those shares is because it's dangerous. It can swing either way. So if NEO has bad news and it goes down 10%, it actually goes down 30% for that particular holding. So that's why I didn't want to hold it too much. So that's my reasoning for that. I just didn't want to hold it too much. But overall, good kind of rebound for NEO, as you can see. If we go back to the 3 months, we can see that really big dip here, and it's kind of bouncing back here. So we'll see how it goes in the next month, and obviously hopefully in the next episode we will see an even more of a recovery from NEO, because I would love that, especially my portfolio would love that too. Anyway, Palantir, next one. Last month or so we have been 19% up, which is great. It's great to see Palantir drip back on track. Obviously we do want to see it bounce back up to 17. There was a little bit of a gap to fill, so we'll see how that goes, because it dropped down so fast, which means obviously stocks normally take the window down and obviously the steps back up, but I think Palantir has a history of going up quite fast. Look, bang, bang and bang, has a history of going up fast. It's what the stock does, so it could only be a month or so for it to spin round. Obviously that's best case scenario, and that doesn't always work in the stock market. So that's Palantir in the last month or so. It's been up, and yeah, let's hope it continues. I've just realised I haven't actually talked about how much I've added. So Nano, I added 40 shares, and NEO I added 25 shares, which is actually quite a lot, but I alluded to kind of my conviction just a second ago. And Palantir I added 15 shares, so again my conviction for Palantir is quite high. I think once I get level, or around about 5-10% up, I will shave those 15 off, because I've got a bit of a thing about round numbers, and I kind of like it to be 100 shares exactly. And also I can kind of shave the position down, take a little bit of risk off the table, and we'll go from there, maybe enter a different stock, etc, etc. Next stock is Tesla. Now this is great stock for me. It's 94% up, so I decided to take some more profits. I mean, who wouldn't? 95% is absolutely incredible. Still obviously hold it for the long term. We had some good news. Obviously that opened, what was it called? They opened Berlin as well, so that was really good news, and they're doing like a Texas party thing today actually, I think. Which sounds quite good. And yeah, so basically I sold 0.1 of a share. I may drop a little bit more off, but I'm not too sure. We'll see what happens. It depends where I actually want to put that money. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the inflation reading the next couple of days. Hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully it's kind of coming down, or just going up very, very slowly, and then obviously transitory kind of stuff. I'm sure you've heard about that. So they're all my positions. I'm quite happy with where I am at the moment. As you can see in the last month, you can see the blue line is actually the value of the portfolio, so it has been choppy, but it has come back nicely. So say, for example, this time last month, it was 1,300 in the negative red, but that's what you get with a high growth portfolio. It's just how it works. It goes up and down, and then literally a month later you can see I'm only £270, so that's a recovery of just over £1,000, which is absolutely incredible. So you can see how fast it can turn, and obviously hopefully it can keep turning to the green in the coming weeks, months and years. As you can see, just on top of that, obviously the dotted line is my input, so I haven't actually put that much more in, but I am approaching the 5,000 mark. As you can see here, currently I'm on 4,890, got £40 on the side, and obviously if I put that in, if I wanted to, it would be 4,930, which means I'm only £70 of input away from £5,000, which those of you who know me personally, a few years ago that wouldn't have been possible without the help of obviously books, knowledge, just constant YouTube videos. The POP method, so money saving methods, I've also looked at, but the POP method is one that works for me. If you're interested in kind of changing your money saving habits and that kind of stuff, obviously watch that video in the top right hand corner. I released it earlier in the year. It's a good little watch, and obviously I do appreciate the view. So that brings me to the end of the overall portfolio. We can see the allocation here, and the top 3 holdings are very dominant. Those of you who have seen anything on this channel, that's kind of how I want it to be. NEO, Palantir, Tesla, my highest conviction, with these two just kind of plodding along down the bottom. So that's it really for my portfolio update. I really do appreciate you watching this. If you have any feelings towards my portfolio, obviously leave the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But I'm very happy with where it is right now, the kind of holdings that I hold. The percentages obviously are down, but they could easily spin with a high growth portfolio, and I'm looking forward to kind of the future months and years ahead with these companies. I don't know if I'm going to be entering any more companies. I said in the last episode I wanted to kind of go into Etsy, and that still is the plan, but I still haven't found the right time, or kind of, you know, it's a bit of a choppy market. I'm not too sure when to get into it and how much I want to put into it. It depends on kind of what's happening with NEO and Palantir, because obviously I have invested them quite heavily. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you took any value, obviously hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Obviously subscribe for future episodes and all the other investing stuff I do, stock reviews, stock updates and all that kind of stuff. Thank you very much. Invest safe, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. I feel like I've got a spider on my neck. I sincerely hope I do not.